Welcome to the flight review of SQ317 London Heathrow to Singapore Changi in March 2022 on an Airbus A380 Singapore Airlines. This is a 10.5-year-old Airbus A380 operated by the Singapore's flag carrier, and it was time to board at the gates. Looked to be very busy and everybody in masks. Let's not forget that this is still COVID era flying. We are at Heathrow Terminal 2B and an Air Canada aircraft taxiing out while we board for the Airbus A380 Singapore Airlines flight, non-stop direct from London Heathrow to Singapore Changi. Singapore Airlines was the world's first operator of the Airbus A380. Glad to see the gentle giant flying again post-COVID. On board the aircraft, walking past the premium economy section, today we were in the economy cabin, and that's the premium economy 242 at the front of the lower deck of the Airbus A380. We were in the forward cabin of the economy section. Economy is in a 3-4-3 configuration with an adjustable headrest. The flight looked to be rather full, and there are 3 cabins for economy. 343, my blanket, my seat for the next 13 hours or so. I've put my hand carry overhead so that the leg space is a little bit better. I could stretch my legs out a bit. And we sit back to relax. Goodbye, SQ317, back to Singapore. Looks to be a super full flight today in economy class. Very awesome, yeah. Well done, SQ. Soaring again. Bye-bye. Glad to see Singapore Airlines busy and soaring again. Excellent service. This would be a day flight departing Heathrow at 10:55 hours, and there were many families on board with children too. Legroom was okay. I could stretch my legs a little bit. This was economy after all, and the cabin was dense, but the product looked new, including the IFE. My tray table folded into half with a cute mirror. Pretty neat if you wanted to take a look at yourself. And passengers were all waiting and ready for the plane to fly. Now this SIA Care Kit is something new, never seen before pre-COVID, but now with COVID flying, you pick up one of these on your way in. And what do you do with the wipes? Well, do the wipe down drill. Wipe everything, all the touch points that you're gonna touch. Although they've wiped it already, but since there's nothing to do on board, you wipe. There's no hot towels anymore. No thanks to COVID, missed that a lot. But keep yourself busy, and why not wipe your neighbors as well, like me. Wipe. Yeah. Flying has changed, flying has changed. Now you gotta wipe your own table. To my left, there was a family with 2 kids in between them, and I think the air stewardess was handing out some kiddie stuff, including child headphones.
All our passengers very good. Right now all the cargoes are all in, we are all set to go. Waiting for traffic clearance. We made a flight check and welcome. SS4, together with Senior First Officer General Pay and the cabin crew is under charge of flight supervisor. Flight time today to Singapore will be 13 hours even. Taking out London Heathrow in the western direction.
On the runway, doing our takeoff run, and the gentle giant Airbus A380 powered by her 4 engines smoothly charges down the Heathrow runway, and we take off. time to head for home. Goodbye London, and see you again soon. Now, mask wearing on board the aircraft is strictly enforced, and this guy has his mask in a wonderful way, can even cover his eyes. Awesome. I tried it. I'll try this new method of wearing a mask too. Quick look at the safety card. Yes, Airbus A380 800. Universal socket just in front of me. Very useful. Shortly after takeoff, meals were served and I had a special order, a Muslim meal. The dessert looked like some layered cake, some buttermilk and some sauce, not sure. A wholemeal side wheat roll which looked very nice, and what was within. Now this one was some type of dessert, I think some cream, not sure. Anyway, let's see. Open sesame! Wow, rice. Let's see. Turns out that this was some kind of beef curried rice. I believe we call it beef rendang back in Singapore or Malaysia. Beef rendang rice. Looks like the plane was over Brussels and we were flying. Indeed, this was the beef rendang, and I must say the beef was delicious. Tender, very well cooked. The sauce was great. Slightly mild, I must say. Mild spicy. Spicy mild spicy, call it what you like, but no problems for me since back home we do take spice quite a bit. I was so greedy I ate it all up, even though I was actually quite full as we had visited the Silver Chris and United Club lounges prior to the flight. Now as for this white stuff, not sure what it was. I took a little taste. Tasted very creamy and rich, like some kind of rich yogurt. Supposedly going with this, didn't try, to put it aside. The layered cake was very awesome. It was really very awesome. And guess what? The main meal didn't have a dessert like this. And my neighbour had a fish and sambal sauce. Awesome. Now this sambal fish meal was exactly the same back in December SQ317 too. This was a full flight, a vaccinated travel lane flight, and of course the cabin crew were very busy, very busy. On the left, a wholemeal bun that came with my Muslim special meal. On the right, a normal white bun with the normal meal. And this was the sambal and fish which I showed you just now, and I grabbed it from my neighbour to get a taste too. The main meal came with this very nice ice cream, which I didn't have because I already had some funny creamy yogurt dessert. Now this tray made it look like I had the normal meal instead of the Muslim one. Well, you can swap, yeah? Anybody knows where Bolzano is? Meal service was quick and efficient. COVID flying, so we didn't have any pre-meal drinks, just straight up the meal will come. Yes, still 10.5 hours to Singapore. The screen was touchscreen sensitive, very good. I tried to catch Dune, but I got bored with it. And I watched other movies along the way, including Carnage and No Time to Die, Bond 007. That was really nice. Second meal was served quite soon, about 6-7 hours into the flight, and we were over the Middle East. Yes, I see Riyadh, Dubai, we were over the Middle East. So we'll be about 7 hours in the air now. And guess what? They serve breakfast. Funny, isn't it? Whatever. I got my meal early as usual because it's my special Muslim meal, and very excited to see what I was gonna get this time round.
There's an orange hazelnut.
You can see there was a small fruit platter, yogurt, some water, the bun, and the main. Inside the main, wow, look at that. I had 2 poached eggs, mushrooms, some potatoes, and a thing which I didn't really know what it was, this yellow thing on the bottom left of the tray. Can't remember when I ever had poached eggs on an aircraft meal. It's usually scrambled, so this was definitely a new experience for me. A Muslim meal breakfast, as well, it comes with 2 poached eggs. Impressive. This is flying out of London, mind you. Frankly, I was not hungry at all, but since there's food, I'll eat some. Everything was pretty decent, pretty okay for an aircraft meal. But what about the eggs? That will be very interesting to see. Let's open it up. Wow, look at the yolks. I mean, this food had to be reheated, yeah? So the fact that the yolks wasn't completely rock hard dry is quite an achievement, at least to me. It's pretty nice. Not too bad. Cabin crew came round to offer more drinks. Service was quick and efficient. It was time to clear the trays. Clear the trays. Still another 6 hours of the flight to go. Moonlighting. Well, I guess it's time to get some sleep, yeah? Didn't sleep very much at all, so now looks like we are Southeast Asia already. Yes, indeed we are. Landing quite soon, waiting to use the toilet, and this would be another compartment of economy class, and I head back to my seat.
The Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur, maintaining 39,000 feet. 10 minutes time will be commencing our descent for Singapore. Singapore weather is as forecast, scattered clouds, light breeze, ground temperature is at the moment 25 degrees Celsius. That's equal to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Time check for you right now in Singapore is 5 minutes to 8 in the morning. Our present estimate is to touch down at 35 minutes past 8 and be at again shortly after. We do apologize for this late arrival into Singapore. We hope it does not cause you too much inconvenience. And on behalf of the crew and Singapore Airlines, we'd like to wish you a very good day in Singapore or wherever your destination may be. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival, please. Thank you.
Now, with the war going on in Ukraine, this is the route the aircraft took. Definitely not a direct route compared to the past. That's why it's a 13-hour flight. So from London, kind of flying a little bit more southerly over Central Europe, Florence to Rome, right, Italy, and get to the Middle East near Cairo, and we turn towards the Middle East, flying over Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, over the Indian Ocean, near Mumbai, Colombo, and yes, towards Singapore. So when you look at a map, yep, it looks like a more westerly route rather than a direct route. In the past, London to Singapore was 12 hours, now it's 13. Quick look at the adjustable headrest, which was pretty neat. Excellent service always. Cabin crew comes over to help a passenger with the overhead compartments. We're about to land soon and everybody's awake and getting ready for landing. Looking outside, ships. Bright and sunny morning, moments away from touchdown at Singapore Changi. Super gentle touchdown for an Airbus A380. Thank you, Captain and crew, for this wonderful flight. Very, very smooth in the air and excellent service in the cabin. Looking forward to fly with Singapore Airlines yet again, and I'm glad that I'm home after spending some time in London. Let's go home. People disembarking from the large A380 after a long flight from London. Immigration hall, we are home. Right, thank you for watching very much. Hope you enjoyed this review. Singapore Airlines SQ317, London to Singapore in March 2022.